Where I am now, better than before, through those open doors. Where I am now, where I am now, I give a special place, a tender warm embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 and WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, church webcam, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
What you, could you, will you be, my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go to both of our YouTube channels at Cristo Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, and FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Those two pages, subscribe, and we promise you we'll shout you out.
What you talking about, Willis? You'll shout somebody
I
out.
surely will. We need the numbers. We need your support. And we just want to say thank you, Lord, for blessing us to be on these platforms.
Yeah.
So, Mr. E.
Yes.
What day is it today?
Today is Hump Day.
That was a spring hump day. I love it.
It's in the air.
It's in the air. It's so beautiful. The
Yeah.
trees are popping. Oh my goodness, Mr. E. We are ready. It's not looking for the spring. The spring is here. It's official. It was yesterday, you guys. And today in Hampton Roads, we're expecting what? 70?
That's right.
Maybe
Today,
70,
68.
71? Well, in your world, in my world, I saw the weather report. It was 71, 72. I'll take it. But anyway, in the meantime, this is our Wednesday segment. What? Under the Hat Issues concerning you, man. But we get ready to hijack it because we're going to talk about National Women's Month. We're going to hijack this segment, Mr. E. And you can't do nothing about it.
That's right, Miss Hinton. We'll let you international women have your way.
Oh, we have 4 ladies that we're going to highlight. And I'm so excited because, you know, women have really come so far. And we have fought for where we are. We have educated ourselves. We have just grew and evolved and gotten better, and doing things that people didn't think we could do and accomplish.
That's right.
And so
That's
we
right.
highlight four ladies, and our first wonderful lady that we're going to highlight is Miss Shirley Chisholm.
Miss Shirley Anita Chisholm, November 30th, 1924, January the 1st, 205. 205 was an American politician who who in 1968 became the first black woman to be elected to the United States Congress. Chisholm represents New York 12th Congressional District, a district center on Bedford. For,
Stuyvesant. Yes.
Bedford, yeah.
Yeah, Bedford Stuyvesant.
Yeah,
Yes.
for 7 terms from 1969, for 7 terms from 1969 to 1983, and in 1972 she became the first black candidate for a majority party nomination for president of the United States.
What
And
year was that, Mr. E? That was in
that's
1972.
in 1972. She became the first black candidate for a majority party nomination for the president of the United States and the first woman to run for the Democratic Party presidential nomination. Throughout her career, she was known for taking a resolution stand against economy, social, and political injustice, as well as being a strong supporter of black civil rights and women's rights.
Absolutely. She was born in Brooklyn, like me, New York. She spent the ages 5 through 9 in Barbados, and she always considered herself a Barbadian American. She excelled at school and earned her college degree in the United States. She started working in early childhood education, and she became involved in local Democratic Party politics in the 1950s. In 1964, overcoming some resistance because she was a woman, she was elected to the New York State Assembly. 4 years later, she was elected to Congress, where she led the expansion of food and nutrition programs for the poor and rose to party leadership. She retired from Congress in 1983 and taught at Mount Holyoke College while continuing her political organizing. Although nominated for an ambassadorship in 1993, health issues caused her to withdraw. In 2015, Chisholm was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yeah.
You know,
Shirley Chisholm.
1972, that was unheard of for a black, because we've had a few black men run, but to hear of a woman being bold enough and courageous enough to run for president at that time was absolutely amazing.
That's when I got out of high school in 1972, and Shirley Chisholm was doing her thing, and she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. So when we see Kamala Harris, just get your mind wrapped around the idea that even though she made it as vice president, there were many before her, a few before her that started that journey to where Kamala is. It is absolutely amazing.
That's right.
Mr. E, I want to go to, you're going to Steinem, but I don't want to go to Miss Steinem yet, because we're going to talk about her activism with the women's movement. But there is a young lady that I really, really wanted to get to. And I wanted to get to her because she is such a brilliant mind. She's very creative. She has produced and directed and written so many great movies. As I look at the list, I'm like, whoa, these are some of my favorites at that. And we're going to highlight the Shonda Rhimes.
That's right.
Wow, she is a television producer, screenwriter, author, and she is somebody to deal with. She's a beast because she has this creativity that you just like, how did she do that? I wanted to mention a couple of the movies that she's written, but Missy, you go ahead and give her history first.
That's right. Miss Sandra, born in 1970, and is an American television producer, screenwriter, and the founder of a production company, Shonlin, indicted in the Television Hall of Fame and a NAB Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Rhimes became known as the showrunner, creator, head writer, and executive producer of a medical drama, Grey's Anatomy,
Wow.
in 2005. In spinning off private practice in 2007 and 2013 as the political thriller Scandals. In 2012 and 2018, became the first woman to create three television dramas that has achieved the 100 episode milestone.
Listen, this is my favorite right here. She has served as the executive producer of the ABC thriller series How to Get Away with
How to
Murder
get, I like that. I like
with
that show.
Viola Davis
That's
in
right.
it. I know
That's
you
right.
all have seen it, but these are some of my favorite. Is Bridgerton. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
And Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. Oh, those are some of my most favorite stories that she's written and produced for Netflix. She has been nominated 5 times for a Primetime Emmy Award, won a Golden Globe Award, and received special honors at the British Academy Television Awards and International Emmy Awards. In 2017, she was inducted as a chair's appointee of the Academy of Television Arts and Science Executive Committee. She is also part of the USC Film Council and the Writers Guild Inclusion Committee. In 2007, 2013, and 2021, Rhimes was named by Time to the Time 100, their annual list of 100 most influential people in the world. As of 2023, she is one of the richest women entertainers in America with a net worth of 250 million smackaroonies, honey.
You know, Miss Hinton, I hate to jump across you, but I was just told that a bug in my ear said I said she was indicted.
Yes, you did.
But she was inducted.
Look, George caught that. I wonder if anybody else was going to
She
catch
was
that.
inducted into the television hall of fame.
Well, let's go ahead and continue because as of 2023, she is one of the richest women, Mr. E, $250 million. In 2015, she published her first book, a memoir, Year of Yes, How to Dance It Out, Stand in the Sun, and Be Your Own Person.
Yeah.
In 2016, Rhimes formed the Rhimes Family Foundation, whose mission is to support arts, education, and activism. I mean, wow.
You know, Miss Hinton, I had to change that because she wrote that one great movie, How to Get Away with Murder.
Yes, that was a series.
That was a great one of the greatest series. And Bridgerton, I like that too. But so I apologize, Miss Ryan, for saying, because you wrote How to Get Away with Murder.
You said she was inducted, not indicted. Thank you. Thank you, George. Anyway, we want to say good morning to James Overton. All you all that are on, make sure you put a comment in our chat so we can shout you out. But I'm just so impressed. I wanted to cover her because I was so impressed with her creativity. I have enjoyed time and time again some of those movies on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to read some of her books. But she has worked so hard. She's educated herself. She was born in Chicago and the youngest of 6 children. And her mom was a college professor and a university administrator. And, her career spans from 1995 all the way up to now. And she's just a wonderful creative soul.
That's right. And listen, she wrote at so many series. I enjoyed her series to the utmost, especially How to Get Away with Murder. I mean, she had that down to the T. Viola, you played a wonder. You played a wonderful.
Shonda, yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Viola Davis was awesome.
One of the
in this.
stars in there. Yeah.
Now, did you know she wrote Scandal? I don't know if you looked at that one, but that was,
that was a hit on TV too.
That was really a hit as well.
Yeah.
And so she's done so many things. But I am also impressed at the fact that she was an activist, and she still is. And, she's fighting for the rights of people and women. And it's just good to see not only are people successful, but they give back.
Yeah.
That is so impressive.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go to another lady, and you all know her. And she, to me, is a beast. You can't mess with this one any kind of way. That's Miss Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Served as the 52nd Speaker of the House of Representatives, having made history in 2007 when she was elected the first woman to serve as Speaker of the House. Every time I think of her name, Mr. E, I see her hands. That time she was up there. Oh boy, but this woman is really a firehouse. She's a beast. Mr. E, let's continue to tell about her history.
She made history again in January 2019 when she regained her position second in line to the presidency. The first person to do so in more than 6 decades. Pelosi is the chief architect of generation-defined legislation under 2 Democratic administrations, including the Affordable Act and the American Rescue Plan.
Wow.
She led the House Democrat for 20 years and previously served as the House Democratic Whip. The whip. In 2013, she was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame at a ceremony in Seneca Falls. Did I say that right?
Seneca Falls.
Seneca Falls. Okay. Seneca Falls, the birthplace of the American women's rights movement.
Wow.
Don't mess with her.
Don't mess with her. Miss Pelosi, you have done a fabulous
job.
Don't
mess with
you
her.
You know, currently serving as Speaker Emerita of the House and as the representative for California's 11th congressional district. She is fighting for the people to lower costs, grow paychecks, and create jobs. She is a force to be reckoned with. Under the Biden-Harris administration, Speaker Pelosi led the House in crafting and enacting the American Rescue Plan. This life-saving legislation turned the tide of the pandemic, getting vaccines into hundreds of billions of American arms, delivering direct assistance to families in need, creating millions of new jobs, supporting teachers, police officers, firefighters, transit workers, and other frontline heroes, and returning children safely to school.
That's right.
Speaker Pelosi also engineered House passage of the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which is strengthening roads, bridges, ports, water systems, and broadband access in communities across the country while rebuilding America's middle class. Her leadership on the House passed Build Back Better Act paved the way for the enactment of the Inflation Reduction Act, historic action to bring down the cost of prescription drugs, lower health care premiums, deliver the most consequential climate act in human history, and pay down the federal deficit.
That's her. Nancy is a beast. She hang around with one of the greatest women in the world.
Who is that?
That's Auntie Maxine.
She has made a great impact. This is what I love about her. She has been able to cross over into the Republican Party and make these bills happen, make this, make things work because she knows how to work with people.
That's right.
Right. She just has what it takes. And I was really sorry to see that she was no longer the the House head of the House Representative, the Speaker of the House, and I just thought she did a fabulous job.
And in spite of all that she had to endure, somebody broke into her crib, her house, and hit her husband and beat her husband up. In spite of, she still holding it down. So,
Yes.
my hat's off to that great woman, Miss Nancy Pelosi.
I tell you what, she has done great things. She continues to do great things, and we really want to thank her, give her her accolades, and just thank her for all that she's done throughout the years. You know,
Yeah,
she didn't just start
that's
yesterday.
right.
You know, this is a long journey of caring for the people, caring for America. You know, working hard to make things happen, make things affordable, and to show us how it should be done. You know, we see a lot of leaders, and this lady right here has been somebody that we can really, admire and really kind of like see how, Congress should work. When it's done right, it's done right. And she was instrumental in it, in that happening.
That's right. We want to take our hats off to all those great women on Men's Day. Yeah, we take our hats off.
It's not Men's Day anymore. We hijacked it. I told you that.
I got one more, unless you want to go to Gloria.
Oh, who is that?
I got one more. Her name is Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. We're going to give props to her today. She's a songwriter, international singer, and guess what? Here is her new latest single, Make It All Right. Oh.
I don't think so, Mr. E. There you go.
Yeah, y'all.
Sometimes get away all by yourself in the storm coming. Gonna push you down. You can go to a place and he will comfort you. I know he'll make it alright. Sometimes you gotta get away. Talk to the Lord. Tell him about all the problems. Tell him what is wrong. When there's nobody else who will understand. I know he'll make it alright. Say he'll make it alright. I know he'll make it alright. I know he'll make it alright. I know he'll make it alright. No time place for the Lord to come and do. I know he'll make it alright.
Well, that's Miss Yolanda Hinton, the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. We want to say congratulations to you, Miss Hinton. Tell us a little bit about that new single.
Wow, that single is just 3 weeks old. Mr. E just dropped it. It's a part of a series along with the other songs that you've heard, Where I Am Now, Reasons, and so on and so on. So excited because, people are playing it, they're buying it, they're, just enjoying the message
I know.
of hope. And I'm excited about that message.
I know he'll make it all right.
No doubt in my mind.
Do you know that you know that you know that you know that you know?
I'm telling you.
He'll make it all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. E, for that. And so, look, we continue to highlight and just put our ladies out in the forefront. This is National Women's Month. And there's another lady, Mr. E, that I just wanted to share with our audience. The newer generation may have heard of her. She's an icon in the women's movement. Old school and those that have come before, this generation here, they know her very well, and that is Gloria Steinem. She's a social activist, writer, editor, and lecturer. Gloria Steinem has been an outspoken champion of women's rights since the 1960s.
That's right. And since those who want to know who she is, she became a freelance writer after college and grew more and more engaged in women movement and feminists. She helped create both New York and Miss Magazine, helped form the National Women's Political Caucus, and is the author of many books and essays.
Yes, Gloria Steinem, she is very instrumental in pioneering, the feminist movement. You say, well, why did she have to, create something like that? Because I'm telling you, women had to fight just as hard as African American people in getting their rights, the right to be, the right to have health care, the right to have jobs, to the right to equal pay. So many things, Mr. E, that a woman had to fight for. That years ago, a woman had to fight for the right to even vote. And now, in this day and time, a woman has to fight the right of reproduction rights and health rights for women. But she was instrumental. She was that forerunner. She was that person that founder, that person that really went hard to make sure, women could get the things that they wanted. She is Gloria Marie Steinem. She was born March 25th, 1934. Her birthplace is Toledo, Ohio. Her spouse, David Bale. She was since the late 1960s. She has been an outspoken champion of women's rights.
That's right.
She had an unusual upbringing, spending part of the year in Michigan in the winters and in Florida and California. With all the traveling Steinem did, she did not attend school on a regular basis until she was 11 years old.
That's right. Until she was 11.
All right. Around this time, Steinem's parents divorced and she ended up caring for her mother. But after finishing her degree in 1956, Steinem received a fellowship to study in India. A world traveler. Yeah. She first worked for Independent Research Service and then established a career for herself as a freedom writer. One of the most famous articles from the time was a 1963 expose on New York City's Playboy Club for Show magazine. She went undercover, Mr. E.
That's right.
Crazy
That's right.
For this piece, working as a waitress to see, or as a bunny, as they call at the club. In the late 1960s, she helped create New York Magazine, and she just wanted to see the working of how women were looked, treated, and things like that. Go ahead, Mr.
Look, as her public profile continued to rise, Steinem faces criticism from some feminists, including Red Stockings, for her association with the CIA. Back Independence Research Service. She had to go through some stuff. One thing I can say about she made it.
She made it. She did it. I mean, an icon, someone that has made a great, 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 great impact on women, on the world, on everybody. And we're giving her props again, along with the other ladies, Mr. E.
Miss Hinton, just before we get ready to get out of here, I won't make it all right to continue to go forth and take us out of here. Is that okay with you?
We can do that.
Let's do Make It All Right by Miss Yolanda Hinton, the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, international singer known all over the world. Author, you name it, author. She works with young women and young men. She wrote books. She's bullying is right underneath your nose. You name it, she has done it. Now here's the newest from her category. Make It All Right.
Sometimes get away all by yourself in the storm of life. Gonna push you down. You can go to a place and he will comfort you. I know he'll make it all right. Sometimes you gotta get away. Talk to the Lord. Tell him about all the problems. Tell him what is wrong when there's nobody else who will understand. I know he'll make it all right. Swear he'll make it all right. I know he'll make it all right. I know he'll make it all right. I know he'll make it all right. Go to a place where the Lord can come
All right, Mr. E, somebody wants to know where you can find the music. The music is everywhere. Go to Amazon, iTunes, go to Spotify, go to CD Baby, wherever music is sold. Make It All Right is there by Yolanda Hinton.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And for more information, give us a call up at 757-714-7861. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on WGPL 1350, WMVA 88.9, Peace 95.3, and WPCE 1400. And don't forget to have a wonderful home day. Bye
All right, all right. Good morning again to all you all. Thank you so much, James. Yes, you can get that music wherever music is sold. We have it on the iTunes, the Amazons, the CD Babies. You can get it wherever you can download, and you can also get it hard copy. Just inbox me, let me know I need a hard copy. I had somebody tell me, Mr. E, I don't do the download. They said they were old school. They didn't do downloads. But we have copies of the single if you're interested in purchasing it. Just inbox me. But Mr. E, I'm so grateful and happy to be associated with these wonderful, wonderful women. You know, whether they're on the big stage, little stage, women have done so many wonderful and great things. And we're just so glad we have a chance to shine. We're so glad that we can be creative and we can do what God has put in us. See, this is the thing. You keep people back, but you keeping the things that God has put in us to do back. You know, when let's speak on African American people in general. You know, when you kept us back, kept us as slaves, you tried to cut off our potential. And these are the things that God put in us. You can't stop what God put in a person. You know, you may try to tie them up and tangle them up, but I'm telling you, in their mind, they're constantly creating. They're constantly bringing up the things that God has for them. They're dreaming. You know, the Bible talks about a door that can't be shut. You know, he said, behold, I open the door. That open door could be just the thought of the things that God has for you, the things that you can't close the door on. You can't close the door on my dreams. Yeah. You can't close the door on my creativity. You can't close the door on my thoughts. And so where in Black American and people were kept down and enslaved, you could not keep them from dreaming. And that's why we are where we are. We have fought because we could not hold back the potential that was in us. We had to birth it. And God knows he made it so that we could just do what we are called to do. And I'm thanking God for that.
I want to say good morning to my cousin, Miss Barbara Lauren. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. You know, Miss Hinton, as we begin to talk about these these great women, lies in all these great women some of the capability in women. Yes. You know, there's authors, there's writers, there's producers, there's songwriters, there you name it, they're activists,
yes, leaders,
you name it. All that's in, whether they be multicultural, whether they be Black, whether they be white, in lies all these great experiences. I looked at it just a few minutes ago, Miss Hinton, and you are part of what's going on in all of these great women. So I want to say to all the women, please, you are part. Don't hold back the gift that God has given unto you. You know, let it be made known. And because guess what? He'll make it all right. Make it all right. So all you got to do is believe and achieve, you know, because sometimes you got to get away.
Wow, absolutely.
You know, and you got to talk to the Lord to make sure that you lined it up properly and doing what is right. That's some of the words in the song, y'all. That sometimes you got to get away and you got to talk to the Lord about what's going on. And when you get away and talk to the Lord, he'll make it all right. I got a witness. I got what?
Amen.
Have I got a witness in the house? He will
Amen.
make it all
He'll
right.
make it
Yeah.
all right. I want to encourage women because Mr. E, the fight continues, and we're talking about women's health, women's rights to their body, right to be who they are, to get equal pay. The fight still continues.
That's right. That's
And
right.
so, yes, we encourage you. He'll make it all right. He will continue to make things work out the way that it needs to. But you've got to fight for the things that you want. These things did not come. Shirley Chisholm and them, it just didn't, she didn't just waltz up there. She had to fight. Why? Because, of the sexism and
Yeah.
the racism.
That's right.
And it wasn't a thing where people just sit here and things happen. People got to fight for things to happen. They got to continue to endure. It is a battle sometimes getting things accomplished that you want to, because you always have that opposing force and those forces that come against you. But he'll make it all right
He'll
every
make it all
time,
right.
and he'll make things happen just like he said he would.
Look at Gloria. Gloria, I mean, when I began to
Yes.
read about Gloria, she had to sneak away, get away, because at the CIA,
Yes.
he made it all right. Look at her now.
Absolutely.
She's on top of the world. Look at Miss Shirley Chisholm. Look at how she's on top of the world. And I truly believe if she didn't have no health issues, we'll hear more of Miss Shirley Chisholm.
Well, she's gone by the way of saying Dusty, but we just highlight all the things that she's done, and we appreciate, who she is, and the fact that she showed us the vision of the future, where a woman, is in leadership at one of the highest positions there is. Now, listen, I'm telling y'all, listen, I told you all the other day, there will be a woman president. It's going to be, it's inevitable. And so, just watch out for it. You may not see it in your generation, but I promise you it's coming. It's coming.
It's amazing how generation after generations and years have passed when, you had to go through and now it comes to pass. Whoever would thought that we had a black president? Who would ever think that we would have a black
vice
woman,
president, a
black woman as vice president?
Yes.
Who ever thought that we would have African Americans on the Supreme Court judge, be a judge in the Supreme Court? Who would ever think that we would have African American sisters and brothers on national TV? Being sports commentator, news reporters,
we have billionaires,
that's right,
African American billionaires. It's just amazing how far we have come, and how far women in general have come, in their lives. The fight is still on, but we can see the progress, and we can see where women, started off way, way back then, fighting for the right for their people, for their communities, for families, and for themselves. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing to behold.
Miss Hinton, in August the 9th, 10th, and 11th, I'll be going down to my father's home down in North Carolina. I'll see some of the cousins I have not seen since I was a little lad, about 5 and 6 years old. Like Miss Barbara Lauren, if she walked up to me today, I wouldn't know who she is, because I have not seen her. And so that means that God is making it all right, because there have been times when I've been dreaming about seeing my family, my dad's family, where he had grown up for. So now they're popping up all over social media platforms, and I'm saying, hey, he'll make it all right.
The thing about it is, the social media has a good side and bad side, but we have to admit that it has brought together, families, and brought together friends and people you've gone to school with, and it's just a wonderful thing to discover. Oh my goodness, there's my friend from the past, or there's my cousin, or we can reconnect, or we can get together and we can bond, better. We can exchange ideas, and we can do what family is meant to do, and that is to be together and to care and love one another. So look, you all, don't forget we have a great upcoming show on Friday, Mr.
Don't want to
E.
miss it. We got a great, great, great show coming up for you on Friday from the Geneva House. Miss
Jaleesa.
Jaleesa Brown will be our special guest, and you don't want to miss that. So I'm asking every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, get on this show. You don't want to miss it because it's a mind-blowing show that we'll be having on Friday. That's right. It's going to
Yes.
be a mind-blowing show because nobody would never, ever think what we're about to talk about on Friday.
All right, women and homelessness. We're going to get down into facts about, how women got in this predicament. At one time, Mr. E. Folk used to think it was just men or bums or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
under bridges. That was homelessness. But homelessness now looks different. You have women, you have
That's right.
families, you have, the children are homeless. You have so many people now that are homeless, and we want to know how it got like that, and we want to know how it can get better. She'll join us on Friday and let us know. Also, don't forget our Monday Sports Talk.
And we're getting down to the playoff now. We getting ready to
Oh
get
my
down to the big
goodness.
league for March Madness in college. If you got your brackets, go ahead and start writing it. It started yesterday. If you got your bracket, check your brackets off and see if some of the college teams that you have selected, Xavier and UConn and Duke and Kansas City, Syracuse, you name it, and make sure that see if your team is doing what they got to do. And not only that, the NBA, the professional football league like the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, the Pelicans and the Phoenix Suns, is they going to be able to make it into the playoff this year?
We shall see. We shall see. We're going to cover that on Sports Talk on Monday.
Well, we know for one that the Commanders didn't make it to the big dance this year, so now we know that everything in Washington is not going to make
right
it.
now, but see,
Even
that's
down to
shade.
Washington Wizards, they are not making it to the big dance.
We shall see. You all continue to check us out on Sports Talk, and we'll also soon be highlighting the WNBA that's coming up soon in April. We'll talk about that. But FYI After Dark, we would love for you all to share in our audience and some of the topics that we are going over. Let us know, inbox us, and Miss Lee will give you the information. Don't forget the ladies, Royal Ladies Pie. Ooh, I love saying that because that's mine. The Royal Ladies Pie is mine. And also, don't forget BulvicAcademy.com, BULVIC. Go up there and go to our blogs, get information about, what bullying is and how we fight it, and, what happens to those that are bystanders and those that are victims and those that are bullies.
Yeah.
Also get the book, Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose, The Diary of a Former Bully. And I just put the link up there for The Diary of the Former Bully on social media. You all go and check that out. Or get the links right there on the BulvicAcademy.com, BULVIC. Don't forget the books, the game Bulvic. You can go to Google store, your Google store for your Android, Apple.com for your iPad and iPhone. Go to those links. Go to BulvicAcademy.com. Get the information. Get the books and the game, and so on and so on. Mr. E going to tell you how you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor in the FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, or if you'd like to sit in our audience, if you want to be in our audience, just send us your email and we'll contact you and let you know what time, what day, and give you a heads up so you can be in our audience. If you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor, all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861. Or you can inbox us at FYI Radio Show, Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or you can email us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com.
Be blessed. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Hampton Roads, enjoy this weather.
2 up, 2 down, VA. Bye now.